Race number one. Number one is Royal Orchard, owned by Ray Campbell Jr., driven by Drew Campbell. Number two, Father Dunn, owned by Vartan Krikorian, driven by Mike Stevenson. Number three, Courts in Session, owned by Alice Spila and the Two Gus Racing Stable, the driver Bob Tisbert. Number four is Southwind Surge, owned by the DeStefano and Son Stable, the driver Joe DeStefano. Prairie Romeo, number five, owned by David Zuckerman, the driver Jim Hardy. And number six, Wanna Hall, owned by Terrence McGee, Bruce Ranger, and the Sulky. Trotters in behind the gate. And they're off on the outside. Prairie Romeo going out for the lead. From between horses, Southwind Surge down inside. Royal Orchard comes away racing third. Courts in Session has dropped in fourth. On the outside, Wanna Hall. And on the field, that's Father Dunn. Panic turn the first time, rolling up on the outside. Here comes Prairie Romeo, and Prairie Romeo comes on to get the lead. Moving up on the outside, there goes Royal Orchard. Southwind Surge towards the inside, racing third as they trot by the opening quarter in 29-1. They're in the stretch for the first time. Motoring up on the outside, here comes Royal Orchard, and Royal Orchard on the outside takes command. Prairie Romeo back to second, Southwind Surge third, gap of two, Courts in Session, saving ground fourth, followed up by Wanna Hall, and on the field it's Father Dunn as they swing around the clubhouse turn. Drew Campbell has Royal Orchard at 6-1 on top by 2. Prairie Romeo is second. Down inside, racing third, Southwind Surge. Halftime goes in 58-4. They strain out down the backstretch. Royal Orchard in command. She leads it by a length over Prairie Romeo. Southwind Surge, ground saving third. Wanna Hall up on the outside on the rim, racing in fourth. Gap of two, Courts in Session. And still trailing the field, it's Father Dunn as they round the far turn. Royal Orchard with the lead. Prairie Romeo is second. 3/4 on the board here in 1:28-2. They're on the final turn. Up on the outside, here comes Prairie Romeo to regain the lead. And Prairie Romeo takes back the lead. Towards the inside, Royal Orchard back to second. Up on the outside, 3 wide. Here comes Courts in Session, gaining ground from third. They're at the top of the stretch and turn for home. And Prairie Romeo strides out to a 4-length lead. Far outside, here comes Courts in Session. But in deep stretch, it's going to be Prairie Romeo in front. Courts in Session was second. Wanna Hall third. Time for the mile, 1:58 flat. The first race is official. Here is the order of finish. Number one, the pacing event. The purse, $10,000. Velocity, owned by William McIlvain Jr., driven by Kevin Switzer Jr. Number two is Use Yablinka, owned by Thibaut Vaca, Nowak Jr., and Hardy, driven by Jim Hardy. Number three, Cricket Sage, owned by Eaton Jr., Eaton, McHugh, and Griffin, the driver Drew Campbell. Number four, Pictonian Thunder, owned by the Fox Racing Stable, driven by Drew Monte. The Sweet One, number five, owned by Harmon, St. Clair, Foley, and Smith, driven by Matt Thurn. Number six, Attaboy Chris, owned by Tato Day and Robert Jones, the driver Tato Day. Number seven, Current Yankee, owned by Kathleen Brewer, Jay Randall driving. And number eight, Timbo Slice, owned by Katie Flaherty, Wally Watson, and the Sulky. Horses are approaching the starting gate. Second race pacers in behind the gate. And they're off. There goes Pictonian Thunder quickly out for the lead. Also on the move, the Sweet One down inside. More Velocity comes away third. Far outside, there goes Timbo Slice. Down inside, Attaboy Chris. Length back to Yuja Blanca. Up on the outside, Current Yankee. And true on the field, that's Crooked Sage. Paddock turned the first time. Driving up on the outside, here comes Timbo Slice. And Timbo Slice on the outside comes on to get the lead. They reach the quarter in 28 seconds flat. They're in the stretch for the first time. And Wally Watson has Timbo Slice on top by length. Timbo Slice at 30-1 on top. Driving up on the outside with a rush and a brush. Here comes Pictonian Thunder. And now Pictonian Thunder on the outside comes on to get the lead. Attaboy Chris moving up on the outside. He's now second. Back to third. Timbo Slice locked in. The Sweet One up on the outside. Second over. There goes Current Yankee. Locked in towards the inside, more Velocity. On the outside, Crooked Sage. And on the field, it's Yuja Blanca. Halftime goes in 58-1. They straighten out down the backstretch. Pictonian Thunder, 3 parts of a length. Attaboy Chris right there on the outside, a challenge for the lead. Heading toward that 3/4 mile marker. Boxed in towards the inside, Timbo Slice third. Current Yankee up on the outside. Racing in fourth. Down inside, the Sweet One racing in fifth. 3/4 here in 1:26-2. They're on the final turn. Pictonian Thunder has that lead right there on the outside. Attaboy Chris. Here comes Current Yankee gaining ground on the outside, racing third. They're at the top of the stretch and turn for home down on the inside. Pictonian Thunder, and he's got the lead. Chasing on the outside. Attaboy Chris towards the inside. Current Yankee coming down to the wire. It's Pictonian Thunder. Pictonian Thunder in front. Attaboy Chris was second, Current Yankee third. Time for the mile, 1:55-1. For Pictonian Thunder, a 4-year-old big gelding by Roll With It Harry out of Southview, Salina. By and the starter has called for the horses. The trotters are third race. Number 3, Barmaid Express off stride. And they're off. There goes 2 scoops for Jack quickly out for the lead. Also on the move, Workout Girl down inside. Tacado comes away racing third. Up on the outside, 3 wide, Power Mitt. Followed by Doc Golden Fleece. A length back to Grits and Tricks. Gap of 2 lengths to Captain Blues. And far back from the field, back on the trot, it's Barmaid Express. Paddock turned the first time. It's 2 scoops for Jack on top here, shown the way by 3. As they trot by the opening quarter in 28 seconds flat, they're in the stretch for the first time. Tato Day has 2 scoops for Jack. 11-1 on top by 3. Workout Girl is second. Doc Golden Fleece third. Power Mid fourth. Length back to Cato, followed up by Grits and Tricks. Gap of a length and a half to Captain Blues. Your trailer is Barmaid Express as they swing around the clubhouse turn. 2 scoops for Jack on top by 2. Closing the gap now. Workout Girl is second. Gap of a length and a half towards the inside. Trotting third, it's Doc Golden Fleece. They're halfway home in 57 seconds flat. They straighten out down the backstretch. Off stride goes Tacado. Tacado has gone off stride. Moving up on the outside with a rush. Here comes Workout Girl, and Workout Girl on the outside comes on to get the lead. 2 scoops for Jack now. Back to second. Up on the outside. There goes Doc Golden Fleece racing in third. 3/4 on the board here in 1:26 flat. They're on the final turn. Workout Girl with a short lead. Doc Golden Fleece right on the outside. Those 2 heads apart up on the outside. Here comes Captain Blues. Captain Blues getting up on the outside now third. They're at the top of the stretch and turn for home. Doc Golden Fleece on the outside. Puts ahead in front. Down on the inside. Workout Girl there stride for stride as they drive for the wire. Doc Golden Fleece on the outside towards the inside. Workout Girl on the outside. Doc Golden Fleece coming on. Time for the mile, 1:56-2. final time by Conway Hall. Owned by Joe and Eddie Flynn. Trained by Joe Flynn. Driven to a new lifetime record by Mike Stevenson. Event, the purse $12,500. Number 2 is Betting on Bobo, owned by Joan Harmon, Norman St. Clair, and Michael Foley, driven by Meta Third. Number 3 is Cody's Knapsack, owned by the Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Buscemi, and Dylan, the driver Drew Monty. Number 4, Throwing Copper, owned by Anthony Loico and Bradford Valou, driven by Nick Raffam. Rockin' with a Rhythm, number 5, owned by Gregory Gardner, driven by Sean Gray. Number 6, Joe Shooter, owned by John D'Antonio Jr., the driver Bruce Ranger. Number 7, Tobin's Edge, owned by Don Gauthier and Ralph Anderson, Mike Stevenson driving. And number 8, Jim Rocks, owned by Kevin G. Drew Campbell in the sulky. And then off stride goes Betting on Bobo. Betting on Bobo briefly off stride at the back of the pack. There goes Rockin' with a Rhythm quickly out for the lead. Right alongside Joe Shooter. Down inside, Jim Rocks racing third. Gap of 2 lengths to Cody's Knapsack racing in fourth. Gap of a length and a half to Throwing Copper. Then comes Tobin's Edge. Gap of 5 to You Gotta Earn Your Stripes. Way back from the field, back on the pace. Betting on Bobo. They reached the quarter in 27-4. They're in the stretch for the first time. Saratoga Raceway Invader rocking with a rhythm on top by a length and a half. Joe Shooter second. Jim Rocks third. Up on the outside first up. Here comes Cody's Knapsack underway from fourth. Throwing Copper picks up cover up on the outside on the rim. There goes Tobin's Edge. As they swing around the clubhouse turn. Gap of 2 lengths. It's You Gotta Earn Your Stripes. And trailing the field, it's Betting on Bobo. Halftime goes in 57-4. They strain out down the backstretch. Rolling up on the outside. Here comes Cody's Knapsack. And Cody's Knapsack comes on to get the lead. There goes Throwing Copper on the march on the outside. He's now second back to third. Rocking with a Rhythm up on the outside. Joe Shooter racing in fourth. As they round the far turn, Cody's Knapsack, 3 parts of a length. 3/4 here in 125-1. Around the final turn, Cody's Knapsack down inside, hanging tough, right through on the outside, Throwing Copper. Those two heads apart, moving up on the outside. Here comes Joe Shooter. Joe Shooter getting up on the outside, racing third. They're at the top of the stretch and turn for home down on the inside. Cody's Knapsack is still there on the grandstand side. Here comes Joe Shooter gaining ground. Joe Shooter bearing down. Cody's Knapsack, and Joe Shooter. Cody's Knapsack holds on. Time for the mile, 1:54-2. Silver Moon by Mach 3. Owned by the Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Buscemi, and Dylan. Trained by Joe Nelson, driven to victory by Drew Monty, 54 and 2/5. Racetrack for race number 5. Number 3 is Sid Finch, owned by John Bernard, the driver Drew Campbell. Number 4 is Marquise Lafayette, owned by the Great Horse Stable, driven by Bruce Ranger. Wallet, number 5, owned by the George Ducharme Stable, Jim Winsky, David Winsky, and Stephen Michaels, driven by Nick Raffam. Number 6 is Some Big Bank Hanover, owned by Mike and Mark Eaton, Bob McHugh, and Robert Griffin, the driver Meta Third. Number 7, Lindy on Stage, owned by John and Susan Muldoon, Wally Watson driving, and number 8, Stormbringer, Owned by Mona Dodd, Kevin Switzer Jr. in the sulky. And they're off on the outside. Lindy on stage and Stormbringer both going out for the lead. Also on the move, Marquis Lafayette down inside, up on the outside. There goes Wallet. Gap of a length and a half to Penzano. Moving up on the outside, Sid Finch. Length back to Beantown Madness. And trailing the field some Big Bank Hanover. Paddock turn the first time. Stormbringer takes command. Stormbringer draws clear. Leads it by length over Lindy on stage. As they trot by the opening quarter in 28-3. They're in the stretch for the first time. And it's Stormbringer at 18-1 on top by length. Lindy on stage second. Wallet third. Marquis Lafayette fourth up on the outside. Sid Finch locked in. Penzano up on the outside. Beantown Madness. And trailing the field at some Big Bank Hanover. As they swing around the clubhouse turn, Stormbringer maintains a length lead. Lindy on stage, drafting along in second. Underway on the outside, here comes Marquis Lafayette racing third. They're halfway home in 59-2. They strain out down the backstretch. Stormbringer continues to lead off stride at the back of the pack. It's Beantown Madness. Beantown Madness has gone off stride. They round the fourth turn. Stormbringer 3 parts of length. Marquis Lafayette right there on the outside towards the inside. Racing in third. Lindy on stage up on the outside. Racing in fourth, Sid Finch. 3/4 here in 127-1. They're around the final turn. Down inside, Stormbringer. Right there on the outside, Marquis Lafayette. Off stride goes Sid Finch. Sid Finch has gone off stride. They're at the top of the stretch and turn for home. Marquis Lafayette on the outside comes on to get the lead. Stormbringer has given way up on the outside. Here comes Lindy on stage, but in deep stretch, it's going to be Marquis Lafayette in front. Lindy on stage was second, Stormbringer third. Time for the mile, 1:56-1. Marquis Lafayette. 5-year-old Big Gelding by Ready Cash. Out of High Score Kemp by Muscles Yankee. Owned by the Great Horse Stable. Trained by Demet 6-1. Race 6 Pacers in behind the gate. And they're off far outside. Love the Way You Lie going out for the lead. Also on the move, Money or Roses. Moments That Matter is dropped in third. Length back to Anvil Hands racing in fourth. Gap of 2 lengths to Select Friday. On the outside, Tim McMickey. And on the field, it's Patty All Day. Paddock turn the first time. Money or Roses shows the way, driving up on the outside. Here comes Moments That Matter. And Moments That Matter on the outside takes command. Opening quarter on the board goes in 27-4. They're in the stretch for the first time. And Sean Gray puts Moments That Matter on top by a length. Money or Roses back to second. Love the Way You Lie is third. Length back in fourth. Anvil Hands next in line. Tim McMickey followed up by Patty All Day. Your trailer is Select Friday. They swing around the clubhouse turn. Moments That Matter with the lead. Motoring up on the outside. Here comes Anvil Hands. Anvil Hands on the attack on the outside. Those two now heads apart. Halftime goes in 57-1. On to the backstretch they go. And it's Anvil Hands on the outside who puts ahead in front. Moments That Matter battles back towards the inside. These two slugging it out on the front end. A gap of 2. Money or Roses chasing in third. Love the Way You Lie towards the inside is fourth. Down inside, Tim McMickey racing in fifth. 3/4 on the board here in 123-4. They're on the final turn. Moments That Matter takes back the lead. Anvil Hands grinding away on the outside. Racing in second. Money of Roses towards the inside is third. They're at the top of the stretch and turn for home. And Moments That Matter opens up a 2-length lead. Now 3, now 4. Anvil Hands racing in second. Money of Roses third. Deep stretch. It will be Moments That Matter in front. Anvil Hands second. Money of Roses third. Time for the mile 1:52 and 2. Pleasant Roll by Roll with Joe. Owned by Lester Gilardi Jr. and Anthony Passafaro. Trained by Matt Medeiros. Driven to a new lifetime record by and 2.